The Last Showgirl is out in theaters, new film from Gia Coppola, starring Pamela Anderson, Brenda Song, Kiernan Shipka, Dave Bautista, Jamie Lee Curtis, Billy Lourd, and Jason Schwartzman. It's a mix of drama and character study. It tells the story of Shelley, an aging Las Vegas showgirl. She's dedicated her whole life to being on this show for 3 decades now. She considers it art and sort of an expression of herself, very passionate about being a dancer. But when the news drops about the new owners of the hotel deciding to cancel the show for good, Shelley is forced to look in the mirror and ask herself some questions, starting, of course, with what's next. But even more importantly, was it all worth it? Was it worth sacrificing your family and other aspects of life to dedicate 3 decades of your life to being on this show that probably, maybe, isn't even classy or impressive or admirable in the first place? That maybe it has been a trashy, mediocre existence after all, and now she's really got nothing to show for it and nowhere to go. There are definite echoes of The Wrestler here, and these films have been compared before. And while I think that The Wrestler is a stronger movie when all's said and done, I also enjoyed The Last Showgirl rather a lot. The two things that it's got going for it are primarily the performances and the atmosphere. Pamela Anderson is incredibly good in the lead role. She plays this character which initially you pity and feel for, but eventually you realize that she's not just naive and innocent. She's fairly selfish. And even if there is an element of naivete, you have to say, well, you're 57 years old, grow up, take some responsibility for your life. Interestingly, when Gia Coppola first pitched the film to Pamela Anderson's manager, he rejected the script within the hour without even letting her know. So then Coppola went through Anderson's son. He loved the script, he showed it to his mom, she loved it, she signed on to the film, and she fired the agent, which was a good choice because this is probably her career best performance. The movie is also filled with characters that supporting characters that feel real and alive. Jamie Lee Curtis, she's got an amazing dancing scene. Dave Bautista, Kiernan Shipka, they all do a grand job of filling in the background for Shelley's story. And secondly, the atmosphere. The film is beautifully shot, has this grainy look, lots of close-ups, but also lots of usage of outside Las Vegas scenery. A lot of it during the golden hour, which makes it look dreamy and gorgeous, but also gives it an air of an ending. A lot of the shots of the city are empty of people. There are no crowds as you would expect in Vegas. So it feels like a place that is slowly dying and being abandoned, which of course echoes the plot. The one thing I didn't like is the ending. I think that the movie goes on for about 10 minutes too long. If it had ended at the audition scene, I think it would have been much stronger. But by going into that final performance, showing us those presumably imagined shots of the daughter and Eddie in the audience, I think it becomes a little bit too saccharine. But I still think it's a solid movie overall. Has a great feel to it and is filled with memorable performances. Definitely worth checking out.